Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the South African Constitution. Before we enter into the constitutional design of South Africa, we must have some background about the South African social, political situations. South Africa is the southernmost country of African continent, which shares the water body with Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean. And there is a place named Cape of Good Hope at the tip of South Africa. And in ancient period in geography, they have discovered, they have came out, if we cross that area, there is a hope to reach in eastern part of the world. Because there are so much rivers which were difficult to be crossed. So that South Africa was dominated by the Europeans. Europeans after Renaissance came out into the world and conquered different parts of the world. As they conquered different parts of the world, they began to rule because they had the latest weapon of gun, which was not available for the native Africans and others. So though they overpowered the people of these continents and began to rule. So the Europeans, they began to rule all these areas and they continued to rule for so many years. And a person, Nelson Mandela, took the lead to fight the illegal activities of the white Europeans in South Africa. Nelson Mandela was arrested and put in jail for 28 years. And the reason they have given for him is the treason. Treason means to work against own country. So 28 years in jail. So usually that is enough. Even one small event makes the mindset of the people to take a revenge. And when something happens in a positive, we call it a sweet revenge. And you must understand, Nelson Mandela was in jail for 28 years. And after he has come out of jail, he led the movement for African people or South Africans to have a government which would not have social division in South African society. You know, in South Africa, everything was divided for the black and white. White had everything prominently. Hospitals were separate, playgrounds were separate, schools were separate, stadium seating facility in the stadium were separate. So the areas meant for black, white also could use, but the areas meant for white, black had no chance to use. And there were boards written like natives and Indians, colors. If you enter these premises at night, you will be listed as a missing. That means you will be shot dead. No question. So like that, white and black serious friction was there in South Africa. So in 1950s, an organization named African National Congress was formed, and it fought against this apartheid, and many joined the movement. So at last, the British government supported white administration in South Africa, agreed to have a constitution for South Africa and to have election on the basis of universal adult franchise. And that is taking place 26th April after 26th April 1994. So after 26th April 1994, the changes are taking place. You must understand, a person being in jail for 26 years. And when he came out of jail and he was given the freedom and he was given the chance to get elected and write a constitution for South Africa, his famous statement you must understand. Historical enemies succeeded in negotiating a peaceful transition from apartheid to democracy, exactly because we are prepared to accept the inherent capacity for goodness in the other. That means Mandela is ready to accept that there is goodness in other human beings. So there is an inherent goodness in every human being. He might have done some mistake. He is ready to rectify. So we must accept that person and permit him to do good things. That is what Nelson Mandela has done. My wish to the South Africans, never give up on the belief of goodness, that they cherish that faith in human beings is the cornerstone of our democracy. You must understand, around 80% of South Africans are black. That 80% of the South Africans who were black were being ruled for 20% for centuries. Now when the black has got the right to take chance, we say retaliation or revenge, whatever we call it, they are not ready to do that. They have told, whatever has happened is happened. We will start our race running from today onwards. Past is past. We have to forget the past. So history is being taught to know what has happened and rectify that and go ahead. History and civics are not taught to hang on the problems that has happened, to know what has happened. And if that was a mistake, rectify that mistake in the future. In the future, nothing of that sort should happen in the day-to-day life of human beings. That is what we must understand. And Nelson Mandela has taken that into prominence, and he wanted to have a constitution where equal rights were provided to black and white. And it was accepted. Equal rights were provided to the black and white in South Africa. And we know from 1994 till today, no white European has become, or no white person has become the president of South Africa. And there is no chance because 80% are black. But they accept the white and they try to live at least, try to adjust with it, try to accommodate each other and lead a society, lead a house, lead a school, or lead an organization, lead a country into a way where Nelson Mandela wanted it. He got Nobel Prize along with the clerk, then president of South Africa, for smooth transition of power from apartheid government to democratically elected government. Nowadays, we listen to the news about what has happened in Myanmar. Military has taken over the government. A democratic system is abolished there. Here in South Africa at that day, a smooth transition. So that is why the South African Constitution tells that we want to live happy together. So they are clearly supporting the world people to have a constitution which would forget the bitter experiences of the people. You know, it is not easy, but if everybody thinks we can forgive and forget, leave the wrong things of the past and take the good points of the past. Now let's see what are some of the important one of the specimen readings of South Africa. The Constitution of South Africa speaks of both the past and the future. On the one hand, it is a solemn pact in which we as a South Africans, there it is no mentioning of black or white South Africans, declares to one another that we shall never permit a repetition. So they are sure, they are not telling that nothing has happened, they are told things happen. We are not happy with the things happen, we are unhappy, we are sad. But what they say, we shall never permit a repetition of our most racist, brutal and repressive past. So it is easy said, but doing is very difficult. But South Africans have proved it. Lot of changes. It is very difficult. And South Africans have accepted that change. If they were not ready to treat the white as equal as them, then there would have been problem again. There would have been a fighting and frictions. But under the leadership of Nelson Mandela, they agreed for that. It also chartered for the transformation of our country into one which is truly shaped by all its people. That's the all its people. A country which is the fullest sense belongs to all of us, black and white, women and men. Beautiful statement about it. Okay, further tomorrow we will discuss about why do we need a constitution. Thank you.